Most people would use this portion of a video to say something nostalgic about a GameCube. Unfortunately, I have really nothing to say. I grew up on a PlayStation 1, but I got interested in GameCube recently when I got my first one a couple of years ago. That's why I want to do something interesting to a GameCube that I just had laying around. The front was yellow, so it would be a perfect candidate. And what came out of this process is what I call Red Cube. The whole process took a week, during which I painted it with 2 different types of paint and did some minor tweaking to it. I was surprised how much of the GameCube you had to disassemble just to paint it, as some of the other stuff was quite difficult sometimes, such as soldering in the custom blue LED that I have on there. It was a little bit tricky reassembling the GameCube, especially the disc cover. The springs were really hard to deal with. But it was all worth it in the end. After I had put back on the disc cover, I stood back and admired my work. This may seem like nitpicking, but I would like to point out some mistakes that I had made on the build so other people who are attempting this don't do the same thing. As you can see from these pictures, I made a couple of mistakes with the paint, like missing areas and painting over stuff I shouldn't have. I highly recommend polishing up the top cover, unlike what I did and just completely ignoring it. These screws are not in the GameCube because I had no clue where they went. If you looked closely, you would have noticed that I have taken off the memory card doors in the GameCube. This is because, number one, it looks cooler, and number two, I actually had destroyed them somewhat. I feel bad. I was actually going to install a region switch in the GameCube, but it kind of ended in disaster. Besides possibly soldering to the wrong points on the switch, please tell me if I'm doing this wrong in the comment section, I had actually, quote-unquote, burned parts of the motherboard off. Yeah. And those little blobs right there aren't supposed to be blobs. They're supposed to look like this. The blobs are for when I was trying to repair the motherboard, but that didn't stop what happened with the component cables. For whatever reason, Red Cube is no longer compatible with component cables. Whenever I go to power it on, all that happens is the power LED comes on for a second and the fan starts spinning. No video out at all. Personally, that's a huge deal for me, as I like to use an HD television with the GameCube, as the component cables make the video signal look a lot better. So that means I'm going to have to stick to my plain old black GameCube that I've had for a few years now, and it was actually the first GameCube I ever bought. The good news is Red Cube is still compatible with S-Video. I would like to quickly give a shout out to our GameCube and our consoles. You guys seem to have really liked what I had done with the GameCube, and were generally really positive. I'd also like to give a shout out to everyone on Imager. Thank you for all the views. Anyways, thank you for watching. It's a little bit different from what I usually upload, but hey, I had fun and I hope you guys had fun watching this. See you guys next time.